What better way is there to celebrate, express joy, or express the need to piss than dancing? You love dancing, my cats love dancing, well, actually, no, to be fair, I hate dancing. On the rare occasions that I do hit the disco, I resemble an epileptic at a rave. But this video is not about my dancing skills. Oh no. I may hate dancing, but what I do love is watching people who are normally very serious and buttoned up lose all of their dignity on the dance floor. So, in that spirit, here are my top 5 dancers from video games. And no, I'm not referring to Fortnite or any of its ilk, alright? I'm a grown man, I'm not a child, and I'm not a nonce, alright? I'm not a nonce. For the last time, I'm not a
Number 5. Majima and Kiryu disco dancing in Yakuza 0.
Kiryu, the dragon of Dojima, the most terrifying person to wear a gaudy suit since Jimmy Savile. He's one of the most sincere characters in video games and is completely devoted to his loved ones and his sense of honour when he's not being tricked into doing voiceovers for gay porn anyway. And then there's Majima, the mad dog of Shimono, deadly, unpredictable, not above hiding for hours under a traffic cone just to jump out on his beloved Kiryu-chan! Both of these men are, to varying degrees, very serious people embroiled in stories rife with corruption and death, which is why it's so delightful to see them boogie on down together given the opportunity. Seriously, every game should have this. I want to see Big Boss do the worm, I want to see Joel from The Last of Us break dance, and I want to see Nathan Drake fed into a meat grinder. To be fair, that's got nothing to do with dancing, but I just wanted to put it out there.
Number 4. The Dance Club from Lost Judgment.
So, we're sticking with the Yakuza-ish theme here for now. Lost Judgment is an excellent game about the unexpected consequences of brutality and the corrosive nature of revenge. But when the protagonist, Private Eye Takayuki Yagami, had a bit of spare time on his hands, he also inexplicably becomes a counsellor for a number of school classes at a local high school, including the dance club. Now, let's not even dwell on the fact that Yagami has apparently never danced before, but shows up with all the grace of a young Michael Jackson. Not an older Michael Jackson, Jesus no. And let's not dwell on the fact either that, like the late King of Pop, there is also a faint whiff of nonsense about this too. You know, watching Yagami, 40-odd-year-old man, bop and boogie with a bunch of teenage girls. However, once again, I can't help but be delighted by watching this impeccable protagonist lose his dignity in this way. I was surprised to even see it, to be honest, as the agency who the actor who plays Yagami is contracted to, who are weirdly called Johnnies, which sounds less like a Japanese celebrity agent and more like a fish and chip shop in Blackburn to me. But they're really touchy about making Yagami look like a knobhead, and thus affect like the actor's squeaky clean image. With this in mind, if anyone wants to send me some fan art of, I don't know, Yagami as a gimp or Yagami as a school dinner lady or something, I'd be very, very happy to receive that.
Number 3. The Honeybee Inn in Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Now, I think we can all agree that the Honeybee Inn was a standout part of the original Final Fantasy VII, but it did contain some pretty questionable things. Gimps, for example, BDSM for another, and there's a bit where I'm pretty sure Cloud gets bummed by a bunch of burly men in Speedos. When Remake was on the horizon, many people speculated as to what they could possibly do in this section. I personally was worried they'd just cut the entire thing out, but no, we were not disappointed. What we got was a confused and dazed Cloud, dressed like the world's shittest drag queen, dancing on stage and slowly, despite every little bit of effort, giving into the overwhelming urge to drop it like it's hot. And it's absolutely amazing. No matter what you do in part 2 or 3, Cloud, no matter how serious it gets, every time I look at you, all I will think about is you dropping it like it's hot.
Number 2. The end of God Hand.
Seriously, why hasn't everyone played God Hand? Why? Might it be because Capcom don't seem to want to sell it and you'd have to pawn one of your kidneys on the black market to be able to afford a copy? But, you know, who needs 2 functioning kidneys anyway? I certainly don't, and it's definitely worth it. Anyway, God Hand is a hilarious pimp-slapping, ball-busting roller coaster about a cabal of demons, including, by the way, an obese Mexican Elvis, trying to take over the world. What better way to end that shit show than with the best ending song ever, complete with goofy dancing? It's amazing. Seriously, I want that song played at my funeral, and I want the pallbearers to dance like the baddies in God Hand. My arm, my arm, my arm, my arm, my arm, my arm, I summon up the power of the God Hand! We're gathered here today to remember the raconteur of the video game industry, Sir Richard Pitchard, and mourn his death. Now, I know that lots of allegations have come out since his death, but...
Number 1 is Emily from Stardew Valley.
No.
And number 1 the best dance in video games is the ending dance from World of Final Fantasy.
Yes, another Final Fantasy game. I promise, I am aware of more games than just Final Fantasy and Yakuza. Now, World of Final Fantasy wasn't an amazing game, let's be honest. It was a charming game, and it was more full of Easter eggs than a chubby brat on Good Friday. But like that chubby brat, some of the level design made me want to vomit. Seriously, who wants to climb 1,000 steps to cross a bridge? Do elevators not exist in Japan or something? But despite all that, it was fun enough, and it let you balance cute creatures on your head, so it gets a thumbs up from me. Incidentally, that doesn't work in real life, trust me. I tried balancing my cats on my head, and that's why I now only have one ear. Anyway, it's a slog to finish the game, and I imagine many people didn't bother, especially since Square Enix made the big brain decision to release it just before Final Fantasy 15. You know, that little game that people have been waiting for a bloody decade. But if you did persevere with it, you were treated to the most delightful dance section in all of video games. Seriously, seeing stoic and dignified characters like Squall from Final Fantasy VIII shimmy and bop to bubblegum sweet Japanese music is worth the hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of boring corridors. Seriously, every game should end this way. Imagine if Outlast had ended with the twins doing the Macarena with their willies flopping about while Chris Walker DJ'd. Game of the year confirmed right there and then. Well, thank you for watching my definitive list of the best dance bits in video games. I think we can all agree that forcing very serious people to humiliate themselves for our entertainment is a very, very good thing, and I would encourage all of you to go out and do that in your real lives, as I do. Do you agree with my list? Are there any better dance bits in games that I'm not aware of? It's possible. Was there actually a secret ending to MGS3 where Big Boss did do the worm? Let me know in the comment section below. Bye bye.